Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network, and welcome again to the newest installment of Making the Roster, a series of videos going over some of the most hyped, requested, and predicted fighters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Today we're going to be looking up towards the Star Road to talk about Heart, Music Note, Exclamation Point, Question Mark, or better known as Geno. Geno has been a highly requested character for Super Smash Bros. All the way back to Brawl, but when the final roster came out, and there wasn't DLC back then, everyone accepted it since Geno is owned by Square. The game he made his only real appearance in, Super Mario RPG The Legend of the Seven Stars, was made and developed by Square back in 1996. But then Smash 4 had Cloud, and even now Square is shoveling every Final Fantasy possible at us. Well, except 8. Apparently people hate Final Fantasy 8. I don't follow the games well enough to say one way or another, so sure, let's just ignore 8. But with Nintendo and Square being buddy-buddy, now is the perfect time for Geno to star in Smash. Let's do a bit of history on the character, what little there is. As mentioned before, Geno was in Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo, released in '96. He was one of the 5 party members you could choose of your 3 fighters. Along with Geno, you had Mario, Bowser, Princess Toadstool, yes, this is when she was still called Toadstool, and Mallow. Geno and Mallow were the only 2 new protagonists for the game, and Luigi was nowhere in sight. Poor Luigi can never catch a break. In the game, the Smithy Gang descends onto the Mushroom Kingdom, destroying the Star Road and taking over Bowser's Keep for their own. In destroying the Star Road, it shattered it into 7 star pieces that went across the Mushroom Kingdom, and with it, no wishes could ever be granted. Wait, that's why Geno hasn't made it into Smash yet. Smithy destroyed the Star Road again, so our wishes aren't being heard. Geno is the 3rd member to join your party. You see, Geno was not a person, or well, inhabitant of the Mushroom Kingdom. Geno is actually a star from Star Road. He sees how powerful a doll is after observing a kid knocking out Mario with the Geno doll. Were toys really that dangerous in the 90s? So the star possesses the doll, deeming it the most powerful of the dolls he sees. His assignment, from a higher authority, who I think is just Miyamoto in a white robe, is to collect the 7 scattered stars, rebuild the Star Road, and defeat the evil Smithy Gang. He soon joins Mario and Mallow in defeating the bow-like creature Bower. Geno is very confident and almost generically superhero-ish, brave to a fault, ready to take on the evil before him. He is also very concerned of the vessel he's taken, wanting to make sure no real harm comes to it so it can return to the boy he borrowed it from. A true hero. Being an RPG gives Geno quite a few options when it comes to moves and abilities. His basic B attack could be his gun ability to shoot projectiles out of his arms and hands. His side B special could be the legendary Geno Whirl shooting an energy disc. His down B special could be Geno Boost, an ability that would augment his attack and defense powers temporarily, maybe even doing that to allies around him. His up special might be harder to come by, but make it his star gun, his ultimate weapon in game, allowing him to shoot downwards to propel himself up, giving him some diversity, and able to hit enemies below and get back up on stage. Then for the final smash, I have 2 ideas. First would be the Geno Beam, a quick animation of Geno charging up a deadly laser and shooting it straight, destroying anyone in its path. Or the Geno Flash. This move transforms Geno into a cannon, shooting a large energy ball at his opponents. Maybe even add some of the Mario RPG charm where you can charge up the star power with the Geno Flash by holding Y. Just like in Mario RPG, I imagine Geno would be one of the faster characters, darting around the battlefield to keep his distance between himself and the opponent. But he has a few good close-up moves to smash his opponents back when needed. As always, there are many other ways to interpret a moveset for Geno. Give it a good Google. There are some really impressive ones out there. This is just my personal take. But like with most third-party characters, let's talk about if it's even possible. 10 years ago, I would have said no. But with Cloud and Smash 4 and Ultimate, a wave of Final Fantasy games coming to Switch, I think any of the old issues during the Brawl era are long gone. So does that mean Geno has no roadblocks? Well, no. He has a rather large one, truth be told. Relevance. Geno has not been in a game since 1996. Well, he had a small cameo in Mario & Luigi's Superstar Saga in 2003 in a minigame, but it's hard to count that. He has been in 1 game, and other than the fans, including myself, crying for his inclusion in Smash, he has not been referenced in anything. Nothing from the original RPG has even gotten a trophy in a Smash game. The best we got was a costume for the Mii Gunner for Geno. which was nice. During the reveals of all the Smash 4 fighters and even the DLC rounds, I never expected Geno to make it, so a costume was enjoyable. Relevance has never really been a huge issue in the past when it comes to fighters. Pit is a huge example of that. Along with Ice Climbers, Mr. Game & Watch, Duck Hunt Dog, most of the retro classic characters really, but they had that retro classic backing. Geno can be argued either way. I honestly consider Geno a retro classic character. To be retro, you don't have to be from the NES or earlier. Super Mario RPG is more than 20 years old. I don't know how characters from that time are not considered retro classic, but just because I feel that way, Sakurai might feel differently. But the masses want him in. The masses want to play as this powerful doll who can dish out exposition for the players. The masses want this classic character to get a chance to show what he has, and he can be amongst the illustrious roster in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I 100% believe Geno deserves a spot in Smash Ultimate. He's been one of my top characters I've wanted to play as since Brawl. So I'm really hoping and praying to the Star Road that my wish comes true, that Geno makes it into Smash. Thank you for watching the Nintendo Network's newest Making the Roster. Who do you want to see in the next Making the Roster? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know why you love Geno. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe to me right here on YouTube. And check me out on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Now, if you excuse me, unless you are all quite vocal about another character, for my next Making the Roster, I think I need to travel to the planet Popstar and put on a bandana and prepare myself for battle.